Hello and welcome to Retro Bike Sub. Sorry if it's a bit shaky. I do only have the camera in one hand because I have a whole list of things that have been done to this bike, and the other hand I have to remember. But it's a Honda CB1. It's kind of the generation before the Honda CB400 or CB400 Super 4, that is. The 4-cylinder 399cc water-cooled 4 with a gear overhead, double overhead cams for the engine, so it's water cooled as well, which is really nice, especially for a city bike going in and out. But for the things that have been done to it, there's an extensive, the whole thing has been looked over and looked at and redone. Everything is pretty much mint on the bike. This bike is probably the best condition CB1 in the country, I would say, with the best service history. So we have the front and rear wheel bearings and seals have been done. Top-hard headstock bearing has been replaced, replacing the old ball stock bearings in the top of the steering column there. So an upgrade there. Rear wheel absorption rubbers have been replaced and fitted. It's had front and rear brake pads fitted as well. It's had an O-ring chain, brand new chain on the rear fitted. It has had a brand new battery and a battery strap inside installed. It has had new LED driving lights with switch installed really nicely at the front here, which you'll see them working later. It's had brand new indicators front and rear, and lights, or bulbs I should say, as well as reflectors on the bike too. It's had all the fluids, so brake fluids, engine oil, water from the water cooling system, the coolant system. Everything has been flushed and drained and replaced with new stuff. We've also had 4 spark plugs replaced on the bike. It's had a brand new oil filter as well put on the bike. It's had a rear renewed swing arm as well, and it has a new underseat toolkit fitted to as well. So that is 2 minutes of reading that the bike has had done. So this bike is beyond perfect. It has also had 2 new tires as well, put onto the bike. So the bike is perfect. It's 0 reg, absolutely mint, perfect bike as well. The condition on the visual side is near perfect, but you'll see going through front mudguard is fine. The the front fork seals are perfect as well, no leaking or anything like that. It's had the brake pads done, the disc is looking good, front tire is perfect, new indicators on it, front headlamp is perfect, the odometers are perfect as well, mirrors are new, right hand side all the water cooling, everything, the radiator looks in really nice nick. There's the proper Japanese Honda oil filter fitted to it as well. Engine area is looking good as well, has some slight signs of aging, but as will come with the bike. So it's a 404 cam gear train, as you can see, the double overhead cam. Exhaust is looking okay, a few little marks in it here. As you can see, the bike is cold, so when we go over to start for the visual or the ride along video, inside the bike then looking really nice too. Tank on the right hand side is perfect, no marks at all, same with over the top. And you do have these tank grips here, stop scratching from your jacket all the way up. 2 keys, as you can see as well. Rear plastics are perfect too. Original stickers, the rear original Honda plate as well. Right hand side you have your what looks like the release for the helmet lock here. Original sticker again. Swing arm and chain guard is present. It is originally a Japanese import, as you can see from all these, which is always nice to see. Left hand side of the bike then, seat is perfect condition, no marks, tears or rips. Anything else then, this left hand side again, so you can see all these new seals have gone on as well. So the bike is completely renewed. Left hand side of the tank is in really nice nick. Very minor little dot there, and 2 minor little dots here. So this is now 4 minutes 33 seconds. That's one of the longest visual analysis I've ever done, just the amount of work that's been done on the bike. And the bike is running, driving, stopping perfect. So this is a really good bike. If you're looking at anything Super 4, 404, CB1, a city bike, this is what you need to get. Something that's had all the work done, and you'll have no worries or queries going forward with the bike. So we'll now move from the visual analysis onto the ride along video. Okay, so first we're going to start on, I showed you about the lights in the video, the LED lights that were fitted. So as you can see, they have the switch down here. This is how you turn them on, so you get on the bike. I don't know, does it work if it's on? Yeah, it does, so you don't have to have the high beam on. But you can reach around here very simply and turn on the light, and then they can be moved as such from here for the angle of approach that you want. I'm just going to turn them off, turn the bike off, and then I'm going to tell you how to start the bike. So when you get on the bike, you want to get on. Hold on, actually I'm going to get my my gloves. I've forgotten them. I'll just bear with me a moment. I'm going to get in and get my gloves here. That's very important. If people don't think about gloves, what's the first thing you put down when you crash or fall off the bike, or even if the bike tilts over, you put your hands down, and that's the first thing that's going to hit the ground, and that's where you get a lot of the times the most injuries in your hands when riders fall off if they're not wearing any gloves or protection on their hands. Anyway, getting back to starting the bike. So when you get on the bike, and put the leg over, of course, I'm going to sit down, and one thing to notice on this bike straight away is a really low seating height. This is one of the lowest seating height bikes we have, so anyone's going to be able to get on this bike. You want to go on and turn on the ignition, and then what you do is you put up the side stand, and then you will, this bike might need a slight bit of choke, or revs I should say, to get it started, because it is completely cold. But apart from that, it should run fine. You can see my hand is on the exhaust. The bike was cold. Okay, so we're just going to put in the mirrors here, and then away we go. We're going to indicate left, and then I'm going to go out. So a little bit about this bike. As I said, the first thing that you kind of notice when you're on the bike is the low seating height and the really nice sitting position. Really, it's very comfortable, and also the bars are very narrow, so what you're able to do is you can fit through traffic really nicely and easily, and the mirrors on the left and right hand side aren't intruding on you. Gonna put out here, and away we go. Bike pulling really nicely as we go around here. New tyres are going to make the bike feel and handle really nice as well, as you can see, really confidently going into the corners. Great sound from the bike. As you can see, plenty of pull and power. Those headstock bearings are really making the bike nice and stable, even under when you've no hands on the grips. Another thing to say about this bike is actually one of my favourite bikes ever. We had a Honda CB400F or Super 4 come in, a 2003 model I believe, and that's probably my favourite bike that I've ever ridden, because so reliable. You sit on the bike, it's one of the only bikes I've ever seen. It was the first bike I sat on where I said, is the engine even running? So smooth, reliable, easy to drive, quick, in and out of traffic, reliable, as I said again. But I can't go on how good this bike is. People look at the bike and they say it's not a particularly interesting looking bike on a visual type of view, but my God, can you get a lot of enjoyment out of this bike. Gearbox feels really great, throttle response is perfect. Really, I can't say without much more how much I like this bike. You know, people starting out even, this is a bike you're not going to get bored of after 2 or 3 weeks on a 250 or something. Not that you would really, but you know, people are scared of getting bored of bikes. It's a really nice bike, and with all the work that's been done to it, it's just an absolute no-brainer. I can't tell you or advise you enough to buy this bike. I know I am the salesman, but if I was to tell my best friend a bike to buy, if he knew nothing about bikes and he was just trying to get into bikes and get around reliably, have fun, keep up with all his friends on the bigger bikes, this would be it. It is an absolute gem of a bike, and I think in the future it'll be a complete classic, because it is one of the last carburetted bikes, 4 cylinders, really quiet, easy to run, maintain, cheap to insure. It's a really good bike altogether. So that's what she looks like on the road, sitting on the road. Really nice looking bike. I'm just going to get my phone out and take a wee little picture for the thumbnail, and here we go. But now on to the electrics. As you can see, those front LED lights that have been rigged up are working. The rear brake light is working there, as you can see. Your indicators, there you are, the front left and rear left. And we'll go on to the right hand side, right, and the right here, and then the horn as well. And I'll show you the high beam and low beam. Here we go. There's a low beam and there's your high beam. So that's the bike. As again, I can't recommend this bike more highly. Really well put together bike. It's so hard to find. What happens with a lot of these, they're so reliable and good that people never service them, and then they end up with a wreck with over 40,000 kilometers. This one has not been like that. It's been treated really well and is ready for its new owner. So that's been the review on the Honda CB1 400 double overhead cam bike that we have in, with a nice low seat, easy to get on and off, ride around, plenty of power, perfect little bike for the winter commuting and all sorts of things like that. But that's been it for this video. If you have liked the video, please do leave a like. Also comment on what you think of this Honda CB1. Also subscribe, as we're nearly on 2,000 subscribers, and will greatly help if you could get us there. And if you want to reach out to us on our socials, they are at Instagram. Instagram is at RetroBikesDublin, Facebook is RetroBikesDublin as well, and our official website is www.retrobikesdublin.com. Thanks for watching.